G'day, it's Andrew. Let's make up some hydroponic nutrients. So that should be about 15 litres of water. Alright, so first things first, let's test the pH of the water. Roughly half a vial of water. We'll put 2 drops of pH liquid in, give it a little shake, and then test it against the pH scale. That's looking like it's roughly 8. So it's time to lower this pH. I picked up some pH down from Bunnings. It's just phosphoric acid, and I'm gonna put in about 1 ml. There we go. Put it in the bucket and give it a bit of a swirl. We'll give this pH another test. Put in a couple drops. Give it a shake. And that is looking quite low, if not maybe slightly too low. We'd ideally like it at about 6, so I'll just put in a bit more water in the bucket. That's why I created a buffer, and we'll go from there. So now it's time to add some hydrogen peroxide. This is a 3% solution, and we need about 3 millilitres per litre. And that's about 55 ml. So now that we've added all of that, it's time to check the EC with a nutrient meter. We haven't added any nutrients yet, so this is just getting the base reading. So that's sitting at about 0.7. So I should probably show you what I'm mixing the nutrients up for. So this here is my butternut plant, and as you can see, it's got some nice healthy butternut growing with a lot more to come. But let's have a look at this water level. So it's dropping quite low. We just need to top it up. It's the Kratky system. The roots are looking fairly healthy. It looked like they were getting a bit of discoloration earlier, so I just gave it a spray with some hydrogen peroxide mixture. Give you a bit of a closer look at this butternut. It's really quite a nice size. This is only about a week old, so it's growing so quickly, and it's been guarded by my little windmill. I've also got some very healthy looking pak choi growing, and I need to top up this container as well. These roots are also looking very healthy. I'm not actually going to harvest this one, I'm just going to let it go to seed as I'm running a bit low on pak choi seeds. So I'm just using a simple 2-part nutrients from Bunnings. This only costs about less than $15, so it's really good, and it makes up 300 litres worth of solution. So you may be tempted to just follow the directions on the packet and not use a nutrient meter, but as I found out the hard way, don't do that. This will make the nutrients way too strong, and a lot of the plants you actually need to measure the EC, as each plant takes a different EC and pH range. So this specific brand of nutrients is 3 parts of part 1 and 2 parts of part 2. I'm going to start with 12 grams of part 1, 8 grams of part 2, measure the EC and go from there. My pumpkin plant is currently sitting at about 2.6 EC, which is a little bit high for pumpkin. That just means it's been using the water and nutrients at roughly the same rate. Part 1's been added, time for part 2, just 8 grams of it. Give it a good stir to dissolve the nutrients, 2.4 to 2.8. So this is a bit higher than expected. I still have a bit of a buffer, so I might just add a bit more water. EC was looking good. pH now, between 5.5 and 6 is exactly what I was aiming for. Ooh, this is much heavier than I thought. I mean, it is 20 kilos. I'm just weak. Try to do my best to pour it in without spilling too much. That's much better. The reason the bucket's buried is to try and keep the water temperature down. Yes, I am aware that this EC is far too high for pak choi, but I'll just add a little bit and then add some water to try and dilute it a little. And that should be pretty much it. Let's dump the last of the nutrients. There we go, no wastage. Right, next to the pumpkin plant, I've got some iceberg lettuce. I really need to bury this reservoir as it gets very hot. It might make it a bit bitter, but nothing a vinaigrette can't fix. Thanks for coming along for the journey. I'll keep you updated with how everything's going. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll keep you updated. Cheers. Hello, cheeky monkey. Do you want some tummy tickles? Oh, yes, you do. Arm extension.